Hey, Mark Agnesi here in the back room at Norman's Rare Guitars. Welcome back to another episode of Guitar of the Day. Happy Flat Top Friday. Let's see. The TV Junior that had the headstock repair thing from a couple Telly Tuesdays ago, that one's gone and out of the building. It's Flat Top Friday. I've got one of my favorite models from one of my favorite eras of Gibson acoustics today. Why don't you guys come back? We've got a lot to talk about. This guy's from 1945. We got an original Gibson Banner Southern Jumbo. Original sunburst finish. God, I love these guitars.
Wow.
Oh, so good. All right. We got to talk banners. We've done, Guitar of the Day. We have gone through like the entire history of the Gibson acoustics for the most part. We've done the Jumbo. We did the Advanced Jumbo, we did J35s, we did a J100, we did a Rosewood SJ200. Those are all of the really great pre-war Gibson acoustics. End of 1941, December, when the United States gets involved in World War II, most of the men went off to fight the war, leaving a lot of the manufacturers with a lot of jobs to fill. So Gibson hired a whole bunch of women, affectionately known now as the Kalamazoo Gals, to come in and run the shop. Now, these were not expert guitar builders, but they were sewers and seamstresses, crocheters, really, really great with their hands, detail kind of stuff. And these women went on to build, in my opinion, the greatest flat top guitars that Gibson ever made. That being said, let's talk about Banner. 1942 is when the banners start. When we say banner, what we're referring to is this little banner up here on the headstock that says "Only Gibson is good enough." You will see that on all of the Banner era guitars. Now, one of the things that kind of coincides with the start of the Banner guitars, obviously the end of the pre-war guitars, they got rid of a lot of models. The J200s stop, the J35s, J55s, the Advanced Jumbos, all of those guitars go away. They replace the J35 finally with the J45. This is the first time that we see the J45, 1942. And then this is kind of the upgraded model of the J45, the Southern Jumbo. Now this is different than some of the earliest Southern Jumbos are still an unbound neck. You will start seeing neck binding on these around 4950. I think once the war is over, you'll start seeing the binding again. But spruce and mahogany on this one. The banners are all over the place, man. They, like, literally anything could go. They were building with whatever they had there. A lot of things were going to the war effort, including most of the metal. So the 42s and a lot of the 43s don't even have truss rods in them. To compensate for that, they made like the most mammoth necks in the history of necks, and I love it. This one's a 45, so you'll notice it does have a truss rod on it, but it still has just like a Louisville Slugger that was just like flattened on one side for a neck. Not for the weak at heart, not for people with arthritis either. This thing is massive. Rosewood board and bridge. This thing weighs about a pound. And this thing I would put up against absolutely any pre-war D18. This thing is an absolute bluegrass monster. This thing can hang with anybody. Condition-wise, lots of lacquer checking on it. For a guitar of this age and this era, it's in pretty good shape. Back of the neck also, a lot of lacquer checking. I'm going to go ahead and assume that these are repro buttons on here, but those are original tuners. Sometimes these buttons will shrink and begin to crumble. But yeah, I love these things, man. Let's go out there, we'll do a little fingerstyle, we'll do a little single note stuff with the pick, and then maybe we'll even bang on it for a few seconds with my one bluegrass lick. I got one. But let's go here, see what this thing can do. All right, we're out front. We have the 1945 Gibson Banner Southern Jumbo, original sunburst finish. Let's start with a little fingerstyle thing, see what this guy can do. pick up a flat pick, let's hit it a little bit harder. We'll do some single note stuff here. We'll do some chords. Let's just bang on it real quick and like a little kind of a faux bluegrass kind of thing. See what this thing can do. Take that, D18. This thing can handle it. From 1945, original Gibson Banner Southern Jumbo, original sunburst finish. One of my favorite guitars of all times. Definitely my favorite era of Gibson acoustics, and definitely just the fattest, best chunky neck you could ever possibly want to have your hands on right there. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. Happy Flat Top Friday. Follow me on Instagram, @Mark Agnesi. Follow the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. Check this and the rest of these things out online while they last at normansrareguitars.com. One more for the week. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Straturday. I don't know. Don't hold your breath. Peace.